Greetings and welcome to the Medium channel. Welcome to this very powerful Leo full moon update. So what we're going to talk about is the nature of this full moon, a little bit of numerology and astrology, 5 things that we need to know to seize the opportunities that this lunar cycle is offering us. I also have a couple of recommended spiritual practices and exercises that connect with these energies. And I have some divination cards to allow spirit to give more messages than what I may have picked up on earlier. So if you're watching this as a video, I'll timestamp when we actually begin. I'll just say a couple of quick hellos. That'll allow the live people to get their notifications, and we'll jump right in. I've got my glasses on. That means that I mean business. Well, it really means that I'm blind. Well, not really, but when it comes to seeing close up, but also that I mean business. So anyhow, welcome. Hello, Pauline, Tracy, Mr. Floyd, Universe. Hello, Josh. Hello, Karen, Yvonne, Kathleen, Alicia. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Millie. Hi, Susan. Hi, Laura. And people are just starting to find us. Hello, Carrie Sue. Welcome. So, what was I going to say? Well, if you like the video, like it. That's not what I was going to say, but thoughts come and go. It's been kind of a busy day, and this is a Leo full moon, and really the full moon is it's 8:30 in the morning on Wednesday Eastern time, 8:53 to be precise. So we're in the full moon energy very much now, and the moon either has or it's about to move into Leo, because the full moon's at 24 degrees Leo. And also what I was going to say when I was saying, I was going to say something that I forgot, was that if you're new and you want to say hi and where in this big wide world you are tuning in from, that would be awesome. But, we've been on for 2 minutes. I think it's time to dive in. Yes, yeah, please hit the like button, and that could help share this with more. And Mr. Floyd's door dashing. Hi, family. Welcome. All right. So I've got everything on my notes as usual. Hadiom Huda, aka Jared. Welcome. Josh and Jared are on, my friends of Colorado. So welcome. So the full moon, it's at 8:53 a.m. Eastern time, Wednesday, the 12th. The 12th is, I thought I wrote down the numerological day. Yes, I did. It's a number 14. It's a universal 14 day in numerology, which reduces to number 5. Number 5 is healing. It's Mercury energy. It's change. It's freedom. All these elements are working with us. The sign Leo is solar. It's about strength. It's about courage. It rules the heart. A lot of good energy here. And number 24, because it's at 24 degrees Leo, that's a great numerology because it reduces to 6. It's about service. It's about love. It's Venus energy. But the number 24, it's about integrity. We've been having, and this happens every winter from around November through March, that the full moons and the new moons are usually at the same degree each successive month. They may stray 1 degree in one direction or another. So we've been in a parade of 24 degrees full moon. The full moon is when the lunar energy is at its peak. So there's heightened psychic energy, heightened cosmic energy. 24 is the number of reputation and honor. It reduces to 6. So integrity is on high alert, and the full moon is very powerful. So what's been happening during these 24 succession of 24 degrees full moon? The integrity of government and all that stuff is on high alert, and a lot is being exposed, and all of that good stuff. So anyway, thanks for the Sanskrit, Huda, and hello, Laura, and anybody that I missed. It's just that I missed you. It's not that I'm ignoring you. So there's a little bit of a background. I'll dream about the number 444. An author that I know named Patricia Heller claims that that's the number of Archangel Gabriel, 444. So I that resonates with me. So good about 444. So couple little astrological tidbits. Now, the numerology again, it's 5, healing, energy, communication. Um, this is a good if you guys want to get better known, several of you are YouTubers, and you're welcome to leave your channel information on the chat for everybody. But number 5 is also about fame. It's about good, not necessarily being world famous, but being more well known, like in your niches and stuff like that. It's about communication, getting the word out there. So this energy of this full moon is going to carry through the lunar cycle over the next couple of weeks. So during this period of time is a great time to get your name out there, to be more active on social media, to up the publicity or advertising, to make moves and maybe be on podcasts, to communicate your message more, to get your message out there. This is all about awakening. It's all about evolution. And there's a lot that's falling in the world in order to facilitate the rebirth that's happening now. And I'm just peeking at your and Leo, very, very exciting because Leo, it's very positive energy. I mean, I know they say Leos can be a little bit self-centered because it's the sun. Everything circles around the sun, right? Everything revolves around the Leo, but it's very generous. It's about the heart. This is a good time to express your heart, to heal your heart. People are going freaking crazy out there. Your love and your compassion and your strength are going to be very welcome to a lot of people. So let's see what else. Well, Uranus, the planet of change, of evolution and revolution, will be forming a T-square to the full moon. Whenever there's a full moon, it means the moon and the sun are in opposition. So it's an astrological opposition. When there's a T-square, there's a planet that is squaring both of those, and it forms like a T. So Uranus is what, 25 degrees, is it, of Taurus? Sun and moon will be at 24 degrees of Aquarius. So there's Aquarius energy, and Uranus rules the sign Aquarius, by the way, and the moon at 24 degrees Leo, respectively. Evolution, revolution, surprises, sudden changes, but it's also about group consciousness, about finding, like-minded communities. And this isn't really in the top 5, but I'm going to get to that in a second. But to understand that during this time, our community is important, and what we're seeing in the world with the augmentation of a more technocratic society, with AI kind of running everything, basically. There are those that don't want to go heavily into transhumanism or have a computer-based control system. So there's likely to be some stepping out of mainstream society is likely to get more and more of the thing as time goes on. So finding your spiritual community, you're going to get a boost from the universe from this full moon with the planet Uranus and the sign Aquarius very much in charge here, basically. So this is really good timing for that, and to really plan for things like that. So other than that, your Mercury opposes the moon. It's conjuncting the sun. So Mercury is playing also, but Uranus squaring is really the big news in town of the energy this full moon, and the fact that it's in Leo. It's all fixed sign energy. Fixed signs is strength, but fixed signs don't always yield that easily. So we have to remind ourselves to be more flexible under these energies over the next couple of weeks. And I got a little bit impatient with something earlier, so I'm reminding myself to have a little bit more flexibility with things. Also, Uranus can really mess up the technology. Have patience with your technology, with your computers, your cell phones, as well as communications with people around you. And there may be frustration trying to get people on the phone, or talking to your boss, or getting something done with with like your insurance company, your social security, or stuff like that. So patience is going to be important. And with the fixed sign and Uranus T-squaring, patience isn't always that easy to come by, and understand people are going freaking nuts out there. So we have to, when we go out, use that Leo heart and create a mirror around you to deflect any negative energy, but shine that light and try to help to uplift people rather than to be pulled down by other people's negativity and their impatience, basically. So, a couple things to keep in mind. So the first thing to know, so number one, hello, Care Bear, Bard of Cards, welcome. And anybody else that it's new, or hi, Odila, welcome. Odelia, did I mispronounce your name? Odelia. Hello, Janice, welcome. Welcome. So so we've been on about 10 minutes. So we've gone through a few things. So here are the 5 things to know. The first thing to know is revolution is in the air, basically. Uranus energy, Aquarian energy, very revolutionary in nature. There's a teardown that's happening in the world. That's like, you need a psychic or a channel to tell you that there's a teardown going on in the world around us, basically. We have in the United States a very two very polarizing figures now. Well, 3 if you count Elon Musk and RFK Jr. So it's all about polarization. It's a very tense time, and we need to understand that God's spirit or source is in control and charge, and we're going to be okay. So what we have to do is firstly not buy into all the tension out there. So maybe do more meditation or clear that stuff. But also to understand that this is a very revolution, and revolution is evolution, but with an R added. So sometimes revolution, though, it can be negative and bloody. I get that. But sometimes it's necessary in the evolutionary process, as long as we remain a relatively primitive species in relationship to the higher intelligences that exist within our own galaxy, as well as within collective consciousness and the collective field. So there's a teardown happening, but when things get torn down, they get rebuilt. Basically, as I've said many times here on this channel, that we live in a society that's built on the very weak foundation of a power over others, of greed and things like that. And it's a house of cards that's built. And all it takes is the big bad wolf. And we have a big bad wolf named Donald Trump, by the way. All we need is the big bad wolf to blow that house of cards down. It's not going to take a lot. What was it before? Like a tiny little bug, a virus, brought so many systems down. That's how weak and tentative this society that we hold we rely a lot on our society for our comforts and our needs. So this isn't to scare anybody, by the way, it's to empower people. This is not about doom and gloom, but we have to paint a realistic picture of what's going on so that we can formulate the right strategies to thrive, not just survive, but to thrive during these changes. And because of all the polarization and because of all the things, some is misunderstood, some is very well understood, people are revolting, people are pushing back in a lot of different areas. So tear down to rebuild. Society falls to build on stronger foundations. So when the weak foundation of power over others, manipulation, control, greed, all that kind of stuff falls, we build on the strong foundation of compassion and brother sisterhood and community, government, power by the people, for the people, power being distributed rather than centralized so that we all have a say. I mean, ideally, that's what a democracy is, but we're only living in a democracy by definition. If you look around, we're not really living in that. A lot of our rights have been taken. It's been going on for a while. 9/11 was a big one, different steps along the way. So that's been going on. So this is also affecting your personal life. I'm talking a lot about society, but there's revolution in the air in personal life, in your day-to-day life also. What falls in your life now is going to rebuild on a stronger foundation. So if there's relationships, if there's jobs, or if there's things that are very one-sided or very draining and don't have that strong foundation of compassion and love and empowerment connected with it, well, guess what? It's more likely to fall, and you can initiate that, but you will rebuild on a stronger foundation. It's all about that Uranus energy, revolution begins to take shape. The revolution will not be televised. You guys remember that? Um, that was popular, what, in the 70s and 80s? Well, it's not being publicized. It's happening underground. There are, and I released a video this afternoon that I just filmed on one take where I talked about things like the real revolution, that it's really happening beneath the surface, that within our structures of government, we talk a lot about the deep state or the globalists or stuff like that. Well, guess what? There's also enlightened beings that have infiltrated these organizations, that have infiltrated, or maybe infiltrated is the wrong word, but have found a place in governments and in high level positions. They may be starseeds, ETs. They may be, oh, thank you so much, Laura. Oh, I love you. And I love that gold super sticker. Yeah, we are here to serve humanity. Yes. And from the 999 queen herself, or one of the two. Thank you so much. Oh, I lost my train of thought when I saw that beautiful gold super sticker. But anyway, we're talking about the revolution not being televised, right? So so there's a lot of yeah, they may be like enlightened beings, like ascended masters that are working the government, posing as figures that are promoting the agenda of the deep state, the centralization, the control, but are undermining that agenda from the inside out. So we're seeing a lot of things going on that we don't hear about on the news. They're exposing a lot of corruption, child trafficking, and stuff like that. Your mass exposure accelerates, illuminated by that 24 degrees Leo moon, that heart-centered moon with the 24, the number of integrity at the helm. Mass corruption of truth, corruption is uncovered in massive ways. So it's initiating, I mean, saying it's initiating may be a little bit erroneous because it's been going on for a while. It's like the next step. It's like boom, the next step is coming up basically. And okay, highway station. All right, I'm missing some of your comments, but carry on. I got a lot more to talk about. So number two, second thing that we need to know, it's a very healing energy. It's the time for healing, collectively and personally. Yeah, we've got a lot of that Leo energy. That's the sun. The sun is a very healing energy. Also, Mercury is involved. How is it? Oh, because it's a 5 universal day. So Mercury is involved. Also, Mercury is in a conjunction with the sun right now, which means we're about halfway in between one Mercury retrograde to the other when it comes in conjunction. But that's beside the point. Venus is also very active to the number 24. So healing abilities are accentuated and accelerated. For those of you that are healers, this is the time for your upgrades. And if you're in a healing process, this is the time to open your heart in coherence, blend your heart and your brain, and you tap into your higher healing abilities. So work on your self-healing. And if you have a condition that requires doctors, work with your doctors, maybe on new therapies for your healing, or new healers, or Reiki people, or however you handle those things. But it's a big time for personal healing as well as some healing on a collective level. So that's number two. Number three is love is in the air. What's going on this week other than a full moon? There's something that happens on February the 14th, right? 2 days after the full moon. And we'll be very much in that full moon orb at that time. In fact, we're going to release a little Valentine's Day video on Thursday for you. So anyway, not only that, but again, we have that 24, that Venus ruled degree point. We have that Leo, which can be very romantic. We have all that energy coming in. It's also, and I'll call this 3B, because all full moons are really good for manifestation, and because the lunar powers are at their peak. So what we feel and intend, whether it's subconscious or otherwise, so become conscious of your thoughts and your underlying emotion, but they have more power and weight in the collective field. So in other words, that your abilities to manifest strengthen around the full moon. So it's a good time to light candles, especially in the areas of healing, but also in the areas of love. So it's a good time to work on. If you're in a relationship and there's challenges, work on them. If not, work on opening up to greater love in your life, basically. But love is in the air, and a lot of people are going to find some changes in their romantic life, in their best friendships, and it can be very enhancing for love and relationships in general. Um, and yeah, this full moon's especially good for love and romantic issues. So I kind of wrote that in my notes also, as well as manifestation. Now, the fourth thing to know about this is CC. Oh, there's a troll here. Are we saying? All right. Sorry. Sorry about that. If we're getting that. All right. Anyway. Anyway. Okay, so thank you. We're getting to the point. Yeah, we've got 70 on this live stream. Getting to the point in this channel, I'm going to be looking for moderators soon because I can't keep track. I can't keep track of this. All right. So anyway, point number four, all about energy, basically. All about energy. Leo's a very energetic. It's the sun, right? The sun brings life to the planet. One of the things I didn't mention as an exercise, but I'll mention it now because it's on my mind, is do a little sun gazing. Within a half hour of sunrise or sunset is the best time, because then you can gaze directly in the sun without worrying about you damaging your eyes, which is a good thing. So you can take in all those light codes, those solar codes. The sun transmits the higher energies of the central sun, all that kind of stuff. But so anyway, so big spike in frequencies. That was what we've been seeing. This full moon is going to add to that. So we're likely to see a big spike in energy and frequencies. This can lead to things like more solar flares. Again, it's a Leo full moon, it's the sun. So a spike in solar flares, solar activity, solar energy affecting us here on planet Earth, things of that nature. Could be lots of cyber activity, mega storms and flooding, that could be part of this enhanced energy. But everything about energies increase. So this is a good time to work on like breathing, work on enhancing your energies, and things of that nature. Because I think a lot of you are going to find surges in your energy, but then usually when there's high ups, there's high downs also. So you may get surges in energy followed by lulls or stuff like that. But there's more energy at your disposal, basically. And this is a good time I'm working on your energetic fields. So doing meditation to build your auric fields, to build your spirituality and things of that nature. Lots of ups and downs energetically. This can catalyze things like power outages, so be a little bit aware of that potential. Solar activity peaks, in the weeks to follow. So we see a lot of that. We see a lot again with storms, so be aware of the possibility that major earthquake, like upheavals on the earth. Also, tsunami's not out of the question, but the main thing is your energy. So this full moon's all about energy, to work on things to make your energy more positive, more stable. And you can, for those of you that are healers, or we're all healers to greater or lesser degree, you can work on your abilities to transmit energy, to do energy healing, and all those things of that nature, basically. So number 5 thing to know is shadows will be exposed. Leo is the sun, so the sun is very much highlighted in this full moon. Sun creates shadows, but when you shine lights on those shadows, they cease to be shadows, right? So the number 24 is about integrity. This makes it like a lot of shadows in the world will be exposed. I know a lot of you have varying opinions on the U.S. 47th president. If there are shadows within that agenda, they're more likely to be exposed. If he is indeed the one that's exposing the corruption, those shadows will be exposed. I think it's going to work both ways, honestly. I don't see black and white with this situation. I think there are gray areas, to be honest. I think that one can be a hero and a villain all at the same time. Thank you, Jason. Love you guys. Thanks for the donation. They all go to support the channel. So 24 degrees about integrity. Leo energy is of the heart. When we do shadow integration work, we're using the heart as the integrator. We're bringing love into the shadows. We're not seeing them as negative. We're seeing them as part of our growth. It's just the hidden, what's hidden in the subconscious. And in typical shadow work, we're identifying those shadows that are creating maybe negative patterns in your life or cycles that are causing negative effects in your life and stuff of that nature. So it's a lot of aid in shadow work, trauma healing, clearing old traumas, whether they're personal, whether they're karmic or collective traumas, all gets a boost with that. And the period from this full moon to the new moon, the waning moon period, and we're in the full moon now, even though it hits in about 36 hours or so. This is ideal for doubling down on your shadow integration work, releasing the old shadows. Again, you shine light, you integrate it, and those things that may have been your greatest detriment all of a sudden become your greatest strength. Good example for the Trekkies out there. I'm speaking to you. Sunblock equals cancer. I'm missing that conversation. But yeah, I don't use sunblock. I'll limit my exposure instead. Basically, we need sunlight. Too much of a good thing ain't good, but we need sunlight. That's our vitamin D. That's part of our immune system. Anyway, I'm digressing a little bit. Where was I? Yeah, the waning moon, good time. Oh, okay. Back to Star Trek. There's what was it called? Not Mirror. It was about Captain Kirk, the original Star Trek. There's a transporter accident and he comes back and there's two Kirks. One's the good Kirk, all good, all good. The other one's all evil. And the evil Kirk would be like boozing it up, making the women uncomfortable, being obnoxious, starting fights. And the good Kirk will be all loving, all kind, or whatever. So it winds up happening. And Star Trek was so freaking ahead of its time. I still love it. What is it, 60 years later? The good Kirk started to lose his command. He started to lose his will, his ability to command not only his starship, but himself. And he realized he just can't live without his dark side. He needed to be reintegrated with that shadow self. So basically, as ugly as our shadows are, they're connected to our will. They're connected to our survival instinct. They're connected to our strength. So we don't want to just lose the shadows. We want to integrate them, basically. So what else did I write about that? When you integrate the shadows, you radiate more light. And Captain Kirk found his command. He found his balance. He could still be compassionate, but he could be a leader. And he could, when he needed to be, basically. Oh, interesting, Karen. I don't wear that and stuff like that. Yeah. So thank you for that. Yes. South mouth of stay neutral in observer mode. Thank you, Millie, for that. Absolutely. Yeah. So in any regards, here are some exercises and then we'll go into some divination to get some more messages. So let me see, what do we have going on Wednesday? That may be me or Heather may join us, but we're going to do some powerful transmissions from the archangels and the master teachers. So when we do transmission work, it works with your energetic fields to help to enhance and increase your vibrations safely to assist you in the awakening process. So we're going to do that on the full moon for further awakening, spiritual growth, and to tap into your higher healing abilities and your higher powers to manifest your reality, basically. So that's going on. If anybody wants to learn the arts of mediumship, transmediumship, that's called channeling, as well as channeled healing, we're going to do a very powerful retreat on the weekend of, I believe it's April the 14th. It's the weekend before Easter weekend here in the Catskill Mountains. There'll be information on how to join that. Space is very limited as well. And in March, we're going to start a power attunements, a 4-part power attunements class. I'll have more information on that shortly. So if you want to learn the system that I use, that I've developed and trained with and have trained others with, that's helped me to cure a so-called incurable condition and other things and manifest my reality using basic spiritual principles, we're going to teach you this very original and unique program. But I say it's original, but I use other techniques. It's just how that I've learned in the past, as well as channeled information. So anyway, it's just the way that I do it, and the steps that I take is what's original. But anyway, there'll be more information on that also. Sorry, I didn't want to go too long into commercials or anything. But in any regards, thank you. Did we get another troll? All right. If so, let me. All right. So in any regard, so here's a few exercises. So Leo moon is of the heart. So do some heart expansion work. Couple of things. One, there's a presence breathing exercise that I do and teach occasionally, where you get very present. So you're not a name, you're not a body, you're energy. And then you're aware of your inhale and your exhale. So what you do is on the inhale, you expand your heart chakra, just like your lungs expand. On the exhale, you contract and you create waves. It's not, you could do this more to breath of fire exercise, actually, like, or you could do with slow, long, deep breathing. You can experiment with both, but what that does, it's going to create waves. And it's going to allow more energy to move through your heart to clear any obstructions in the heart chakra, as well as expand and enhance the heart center, basically. So that's one thing that you can do. So you can practice that every day. Get very present, then inhale, be aware of your heart chakra, expand, contract, and you start to build the frequencies. Also practice heart brain coherence. I've got a playlist on how to do that on the channel. It's basically learning how to get present and get extremely grateful and compassionate. Feel that in your heart. And when you do that, you start to engage your brain and they start to become connected. So hearts are coherent when they feel love, gratitude, and compassion. They're incoherent when they fear or angry. That's far into the heart. Heart's love. It's spirituality is not rocket science. Everything is very simple, basically. So inhale, exhale, right? That's the breathing exercise. So you get very present. You feel your heart. You feel grateful and compassion in the heart, and allow your brain to feel what your heart does. And then your brain and your heart blend. And when that happens, you become coherent with spirit, you tap into higher abilities, and you enhance the frequencies of the heart. That makes you more powerful. That also, it's actually anti-aging. Joe Dispenza and others have done empirical studies on the effects of heart-brain coherence, and it enhances your immune system. It helps slow down, and there's claims that it can even reverse the aging process to some degree, as well as enhance your intuition and your higher healing ability. So it helps to awaken dormant DNA to heal things that doctors may not be able to yet. And, we know there's cancer vaccines and amazing things that are coming, but these are things that cost money and that can be taken from us. But if you learn how to heal yourself, that can never be taken away from you, basically. So encourage everybody to learn that. Also, because there's so much stress out there's so much anxiety, and we're part of a collective field. We can't help but to be connected to that. So two things. One, when we enhance our heart and we raise our vibration, we can expand that into the conscious field to help everybody. But there's times you need to step out of that field because there's a lot of crazy energy there. You'll always be connected anyway. But there's a technique using a crystal that you can use to do just that. So you put a crystal in front of you, you get very relaxed, you meditate, tune into your breath, open your heart, and set the intention that you want to have shielding from some of the lower aspects of the collective, basically. So you set that intention. Now, crystals are very powerful. They're very energetic. There's a reason that they're used in technology to enhance energy, because they're natural energy enhancers and magnifiers. Uh, and so once you get very relaxed and gaze into the crystal in your mind, you step inside of that crystal and imagine you're inside the crystal. And within that crystal, no lower energies can reach you. Only higher energies can access you. And you create a little bit of a barrier between the craziness out there and your very peaceful high vibe state. So do that. Yeah, I'd say that, do that every day. In other videos, I taught a similar technique called the flame technique, where you take a candle and you project your energy inside the candle, see the flame around you. So you can do it that way also. To get your crown chakra out, your root chakra. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things. There's so many ways of doing that. And that reminds me to say, build your lower triangle. We talk a lot about working with the heart chakra here. You're going to have much more success, and it's going to be much more effective if you have a strong lower triangle. What that means is your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus chakra. If you get a good, strong, stable foundation, then the heart builds much more efficiently and naturally. And then your heart chakra is your gateway to your upper chakras. And you can start to develop your throat, your third eye, and your crown. And then you have transpersonal chakras above that also. So build the lower chakras. Get grounding is very important. So I'll add that as an exercise. Do some tree meditation where you visualize your roots from the base of your spine through the earth, going very, very deep into the earth. And then you inhale from the earth and exhale back to the earth. So you get, the more grounded you are, the more stable you be. You know, there's energetic storms going on in this world, and there's upgrades that are happening. If you're ungrounded, it's easy to get blown over by these energetic storms that are happening. But if you run your roots deep, then you'll withstand the storms, and you'll be stronger for it. So anyway, and thank you also, Michelle, for that comment as well. All right, so let's do some divination card again. You know, if you like what we're doing here, like the video, and that might help get this out to more people. And if you enjoy the work on this channel, please subscribe, and then YouTube will direct more of our videos to your homepage, and you'll have more access to what's going on in our community. All right. So anyhow, thank you guys for your comments. So what I have here in this divination deck, this is the sacred geometry card. So I'm going to ask, what's the frequency we should be working on during these next couple of weeks, during the full moon and into the next new moon? And what they said is universal love. So that's key 44. That is a perfect thing to work on with the Leo heart-centered full moon and all this heart energy. So universal love, basically. And what it says here is the frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and the whole existence itself. And you can you can meditate on the center of this card and take the sacred geometry in and absorb it, basically. And and that'll help you to sing more with universal love, because the more we feel universal love, the more we can love ourselves. And if you can love yourself, you really can't love anybody else. So a lot of people have been programmed to have negative self-esteem, self-loathing, guilt and shame and all that stuff. But tapping into universal love dissolves all that stuff, and it really starts with loving yourself. You are a universe unto yourself, and everything in your reality is connected to your personal universe. So when you enhance the frequency of the heart and you really love yourself, you are creating universal love by doing that. Absolutely. So next thing is, I've got the Starseed Oracle deck with me today. So let's get a mess from the Starseeds. Also, we're all starseeds, a greater or lesser degree. Yeah, some of us are old souls, so we may be starseeds, but we are earth dwellers also. And maybe a few of you are new soul starseeds that you come to earth during this time of massive transformation to assist humanity. But all beings must go through the process of densifying their field in order to exist in the physical, and part of that means forgetting who you truly are. So part of your ascension and growth as human is remembering that you're a starseed and where you're from, or your past lives and what your ultimate mission is. So in any event, glasses back on. Oh, good mods available. I don't even know what mods are. Thank you, Care Bear, for that. But I know there's more I could be doing with my channel, but I'm technically not terribly savvy. All right. So anyway, I need to clear my mind, because when you're thinking, you're not connecting, and when you're connecting, you're not thinking. So I want to connect with spirits so that they lead me to the right card. Very good. I found it. It's this one here. One on the top, and this one is empathic starseed. Again, empathicness is of the heart also. So this is the full moon of the heart. It's Leo. We're getting the message in many different ways right now. Beautiful artwork, right? And let me get out of, in a little better position, because it's dark out, so we're subject to a lot of shadows here. Looks like they're looking at a mirror, right? Wow, interesting. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So again, more the reason to do that crystal technique, so you don't absorb what's not yours. And the more powerful you are in the heart, and it may sound counterintuitive, but the more empathic, yet the more the more empathic you are, but yet the less likely you are to absorb other people's energy, because you're more powerful. The heart's the largest electromagnetic generator in the body. So there's looking in the mirror, and one thing that you can do is mirror exercises. Like, in other words, who do you want to be? Like, what personality do you want to project into the world? What you do is you gaze at your you get very relaxed, gaze in your reflection in the mirror. In your mind, see the reflection changing faces to match that of your ideal personality. See your body stance changing, and see that reflection of your ideal self. And then in your mind, let the reflection step out of the mirror like a holograph, step closer to you, give your physical body a great big hug, and absorb that energy back into your heart. Do that every day, through the power of repetition. You're going to approach your ideal as far as what you want to project into the world, basically. So that's that. And of course, I have the Moonology deck as the final message of the night, being that we are in a full moon now, so it's lunar. So let me Cygnus. This Cygnus, I like that Rush song called Cygnus. I have to look that one up. I used to know what that means, and I forgot. Or is it Cygnus? Cygnus? But yeah, there's two songs by Rush, Cygnus Part 1 and Part 2. Yeah. Oh, well, during this one, because I want to get the information out, I'm not doing a lot of community interaction like I do on tarot time. If you want more of like a family kind of a meeting, we do that at 11 a.m. on Sundays as part of tarot time. Waiting for an order. Oh, good. I'm getting hungry too. All right, so let me clear my mind. We're going somewhere in here. Nope, I don't have it. I have to clear my mind again. Okay, I found my card. Here it is. And what card did we get? We got full moon in Pisces. Well, we have full moon in Leo, so maybe there's a little bit of a Neptunian and Pisces vibe. So that's going to enhance the intuition. And what is Pisces? Pisces is empathy, right? It's old soul energy. It's empathic. It's about feeling. It's about belief. and it connects to the heart energy also. Balance spirituality and practicality. That is amazing advice. So we want to balance our spirituality, but taking that into our day-to-day life. That's what true spirituality is, applied spirituality. So you're not going to be more spiritual than you are right now. I'll tell you that right now. And you might feel like, oh, well, I'm not an enlightened master. No, you're spirit, right? How can you be more spiritual than being pure spirit? So the spiritual growth process is not a matter of increase because you're already spirit. It's a matter of decrease because you start to clear the illusions, delusions, the programming, etc., that takes you away from who you truly are in that spirit. So spiritual process is getting to know who you are on deeper and deeper levels. It's the path of self-discovery and self-actualization. And Pisces is the sign of the old soul. It's the last sign in the zodiac. So it's showing that a lot of you are very old souls and you are on the threshold of, I don't want to say your final awakening, but maybe your most profound awakening, where you're really going to step into who you truly are and really uncover some amazing superhuman gifts that you had all along, but you were not awake enough to really understand that and to get that, basically. So in any event, to close out, I just want to let you guys know that I also have a Patreon channel. It's called Spirit Mind Family. That's our inner core community where we do higher level frequency work, and I have a lot of exclusive content and meetups and stuff like that. I'll leave a way to get more information about that, and if it's only $5 a month if you want to join, and I'll leave that for you. So anyway, that's what I have. Happy full moon, everybody. If you guys can join us on Wednesday for the transmission, I think you'll be happy that you did, because that's going to really prime your energy and reset your energetic fields for these very powerful energies that we're coming into over the next few weeks. So that's what I have for you. I love you. Thanks for being here. And if you got on a little bit late, well, you can come back to the beginning, basically. I just wanted to see if I got a definition of sin. Yes, I think that song was on both. It was later than Fly By Night, but anyway. And highly recommend this. So tomorrow at 9, there'll be a Fire Om on Hula channel with Jared. So he does amazing work on the full and new moons and other times with Vedic chanting and yoga and path towards enlightenment. So yeah. Thanks for sharing that with us, and we shall see you. And just on that note, join also this channel if you haven't already, Mr. Floyd's Universe, because he does a lot of community work, and our communities are kind of connected. The Medium channel, Mr. Floyd's Universe channel. And he does a lot of work more intimately every day in the morning at 10:33 a.m. and does a lot of channeling work. So you'll gain a lot from that. So I highly recommend both those channels, and all you guys that have channels, I recommend YouTube. But and Laura B is going to be live at 7. So Laura will do readings at 7 o'clock tomorrow night on the channel I was just mentioning. All right, loves, thank you very much. And we will see you next time. Be well, stay strong, stay in the heart. We are going to not only survive these changes, but we're going to thrive at the end.